Welcome to Alaska. Yes. Good morning, everybody. I have been working on my plan of attack for exiting the Jeep because mosquito season has started in Alaska. Technically, I don't really have to exit because I could crawl over into the driver's seat, but I need to put my bag that has my tent in it in the Jeep, and I need to get the bug screens off the windows, so I gotta get out of the Jeep. So I've just donned a shirt that is impregnated with permethrin, and I just re-upped the permethrin, so my shirt's a little damp right now, but it should still work. In the back of the Jeep, I have my thermocell going. It's because I'm gonna have to open up the back of the Jeep to put my tent in here. And the thermocell will help keep mosquitoes from swarming into the Jeep, theoretically. I have my fan set up on the door that I'm going out, and I have it blowing outward so that hopefully it will stop mosquitoes from coming in that door. I've sprayed my exposed hands with this stuff, and I've already fully dressed, including shoes. So, wish me luck. All right, I'm in position. It's go time. Come on. A couple of mosquitoes made it in the Jeep. A few mosquitoes got in the Jeep. That just couldn't be avoided, but I am not getting bit right now, so I'm perfectly okay walking around. So let me show you where we are. This dock is not in the best shape. Beautiful lake. I didn't actually see the lake last night because I just ran so fast to get into the Jeep. It was a very pleasant, quiet campsite, and so that was good. But the mosquitoes. I have tested the mosquito worthiness of my outfit and deterrent methods, and it's past muster, so I'm getting back in the Jeep and telling you guys the rest of the story. I made a fatal mistake. I forgot that I had my windows cracked a little bit. And while I was walking around, mosquitoes were just flying in. I may be smacking a lot of mosquitoes today. We once again have our state of Alaska. And when we last saw you, I was in Denali National Park at Riley Creek, and I have actually driven up about 200 miles to Brown Lake, which is on the Elliott Highway. The things to notice that I've marked on this map are these red little X's. Those are active wildfires. I am surrounded by fire. And I thought I was pretty safe driving up the Dalton Highway. I had been debating with myself whether to do the Dalton Highway or not, or just take the Dempster to Tuktoyaktuk. And the plan that I came up with was to do both. So I'm about to hit the Dalton Highway, and there's a problem. I drove past the Himalaya fire yesterday, and it seemed not that bad. We are on the Elliott Highway and have spotted our first wildfires. The Himalaya fire has closed the Elliott Highway behind me. So there's currently no way to go south. I can only proceed north or stay in the same spot. I'm hoping that because the Dalton Highway is a major commercial route for oil tankers and vehicles that service the oil fields, that it won't be closed for very long. But it's really weird to be essentially trapped on this side of everything. It's really weird. It's really weird. I'm perfectly safe. I have plenty of food. I have plenty of water. I could be up here a month and I'd be okay. But is that fire impacting the deliveries of gasoline to the gas stations along the way? There are 3 gas stations between here and Dead Horse, and you need to fill up at every one of them. So I don't know what the gas station status is. So we're gonna go to the first place that has gas and see what the story is. The road we took back here is a little bit sketch. Not too bad, but it's got some puddles that are not awesome. I think I came this side. I would love to get a shot from the outside of my Jeep going through that puddle, but we got to get away from the mosquitoes. This is the Elliott Highway, and as you can see right here, it's not much of a highway. It's a gravel road, and the Dalton is going to become a gravel road as well. Part of it's paved, but most of it's gravel. There's another sign down the road, but we had to stop at the very first sign that says James W. Dalton Highway. Let's get back in the car. I think I managed to not get bit by any mosquitoes, so that's promising. They're terrible. You stop and they just swarm the car. We're gonna head a little bit down the road. It's the official sign for the Dalton Highway. The adventure has begun. Roar. Only 414 miles of gravel road to go. I'm starting to see vehicles going in both directions. That's very reassuring. That means the road has been reopened from the wildfire. At least for a little bit. That makes sense. This is a heavily used commercial road, and they kind of gotta keep it going, or else the oil fields would be having big problems. I was hoping that we would outrun some of the smoke from the wildfires, but it doesn't look like that's happening. It's pretty hazy. My first thought was that this is a really big lake in front of me, but I think it might be the Yukon River. The Yukon gets big. This is kind of a sketchy bridge. I'm stopping at the Yukon River Contact Station. I'm not sure what that's all about. Got a sticker and some fishing information. I'm gonna see if I want to brave the mosquitoes enough to go fishing at some point. Before I get back on the highway, I'm crossing the street to get some gas. Probably I have enough, but I am gonna fill the gas tank up at every opportunity. It is $7.50 a gallon. All the stickers just crack me up. The way it works is you go inside the store over there and get the key. I need a little over half of a tank. This is going to be a very frightening number. I never recognize anybody's stickers. Where are all the stickers from the people that I follow on YouTube? $74 for half a tank of gas. Paid for my gas and got a sandwich. It's lunchtime and I don't feel like making a sandwich or a salad. Got the engine on and the air conditioner running. And I just did not feel like making lunch, so. It's a decent roast beef sandwich. We're at about 80 miles right now, and this beginning part has been almost all boreal forest, which catches fire a lot. The guy at the BLM place said that in 2004 and 2005, that just massive swaths of forest on either side of the highway burned in those years. This year is apparently a kind of a normal fire year so far. It's kind of fiery. The reason the Dalton Highway exists at all is because of this. The pipeline. Once they discovered oil was in Prudhoe Bay and surrounding areas, they found a need to build a pipeline. And for that, and to service the oil fields, they needed a road. And at first this road was not open to public vehicles. It was only commercial vehicles. But I forget what year, but some year that I'll put up here, it opened to public vehicles. And so anyone can drive the Dalton Highway. You get a little complacent about road conditions because most of the road is in really good shape. And then very suddenly it's not. It certainly keeps you on your toes. Pretty suddenly, trees have become a lot shorter and more sparse. And I think we're getting close to the Arctic Circle. This looks pretty cool. I think it's kind of a high point. It's called Finger Mountain. The wind has started blowing, so the mosquitoes aren't as bad. Wind or mosquitoes? I choose the wind. That is Finger Rock. Native hunters used that rock as kind of a guiding point. But apparently pilots did too, because that rock actually points directly to Fairbanks. This is a gorgeous little stop at Finger Rock. And birds are just going off all over the place. And we're gonna climb on these rocks up here. And this trail is leading us directly to it, so let's go. This beautiful natural area looks like somebody's very carefully curated rock garden. I wasn't expecting so many cool rocks in the Arctic, plus beautiful 360-degree views of mountains all around. There's still mosquitoes. They're less intense because of the wind. And I'm also carrying around this mosquito repellent thing. So that helps. I don't have to put on my mosquito net right now. You gotta have an iron butt to ride a motorcycle down this road. It's not smooth. Found my camp spot just a little bit off of the Dalton Highway, just past the just past a wildlife refuge whose name I'll put up here. And I'm gonna get the Jeep set up. Not so many mosquitoes right now because it is a little windy and a little chilly. So I'm hopeful that I won't get eaten alive outside. And we have a lovely view. There's a few mosquitoes, but it's not bad. And I've got the bug screens set up on the Jeep. And I think I'm just gonna have some chips and salsa for dinner because it's easy and I had that sandwich not that long ago, so I'm not super hungry. But I'm gonna sit in the Jeep and work on some editing and enjoy this view. We'll see you guys in the morning. Good morning, everybody. I was so happy to see rain this morning. That's really good for the wildfires. And I mean, it makes the vistas not so vista-y, but it tamps down the mosquitoes. The problem is that it's kind of an intermittent rain, and the moment it slows down, the mosquitoes just swarm. And I think it's going to keep slowing down. So let's go to the Arctic Circle. I really wanted to put my drone up this morning, but I couldn't because of the rain. There's too much rain for the drone, but not enough rain to make the mosquitoes go away. A few sections of the highway are paved, like the one we're on, which you would think was a good thing, but it's not. Because the paved sections are massively affected by frost heaves, and it's just boom, boom, boom. Plus big potholes. So you kind of got to watch out a little bit more on the paved sections than you do on the gravel sections. Arctic Circle, this way. Oh, there's a sign. The rain has slowed down a lot. So we'll see how bad the mosquitoes are. The mosquitoes are not terribly bad at the moment. I mean, they're present, but they're not horrible. It's really nice that this is not covered in stickers. I wonder if they actually remove stickers that get put here. The back side of it has some stickers. Oh, I know this guy. Finally, a YouTuber I know. Well, I don't know him. I follow him. It's a porcupine. That was my first wildlife besides birds. And it was porcupine, and he wanted nothing to do with me. I believe there's a lovely viewpoint right here, but it's a little foggy all around. We've come to the top of a little hill, and yeah, the visibility's not so awesome. This is Gobbler's Knob viewpoint, and yeah, I guess you can see mountains out there and a river. Just use your imaginoscope. There's mountains and a river. The sign says that at this viewpoint, northbound travelers get their first view of the Brooks Range, which is a really cool, impressive, iconic mountain range. And yeah, you're gonna be seeing it there. Hopefully when we get closer to it, it will appear. The good news is the mosquitoes are gone, and I might need to put on my coat. Oh, no, damn it. The mosquitoes are not gone. Get out of my car. Damn mosquitoes. Dead. Dead. I thought it was perfectly safe leaving my car door open here, because it's cold. Got one. Where are they? There's more. Cool. Mid-air catch. Dead mosquito, and one that just landed on my microphone board. Oh. There's at least two more. I actually brought a tool for the job of ridding mosquitoes from the vehicle, but it's underneath that seat. I brought a little portable car vacuum, which doesn't work very well as a car vacuum, but it works good as a mosquito catcher. Got one. Since the compromise of, hey, I don't get to see the mountains, but the mosquitoes went away, ain't working out. I want to see those mountains. We're going through a pretty big wildfire area right here, and I wonder if this is part of the 2003, 2004 wildfires that the BLM ranger told me about. They have pretty good protections around the pipeline from wildfires because it's just expected there's going to be a lot of wildfires here. So they chew up all the vegetation along the pipeline so that it just can't get hot. And the pipeline itself is like super insulated. It's also lifted up most of the way so that it doesn't melt the permafrost, because I guess the oil coming through it heats it up and it would otherwise melt the permafrost. And they bury it in some places to allow kind of wildlife corridors. It's kind of cool. I don't know why I think the pipeline is cool, I just do. It's kind of like trains. Trains are cool. I don't know why. The pipeline is cool. I don't know why. That is the very lovely Grayling Lake that I'm going to get a drone shot of, but otherwise I'm not spending any time out there because the moment I stop the Jeep, the mosquitoes just swarm. I stopped just a little while back to pee on the side of the road because there was a nice spot, and now my rear end is covered in mosquito bites. This very specific section of the road has taken some damage. I just caught a mosquito. It's a little, it goes pretty up and is a little sketchy. Just a little. I think we must be coming up on Coldfoot. So there's 3 places to get gas. There was the Yukon River where I got gas, Coldfoot, and Dead Horse. And Dead Horse is 240 miles past Coldfoot. So we are getting gas at Coldfoot and hopefully finding some food there. Those are the only outposts of civilization along the 414 miles of this road. Oh, there's the gas pump. And there's a cafe. We're probably going to get something at the cafe if they have food. At least it's not more expensive here than it was down south. Awesome. I'm super stoked to get real food. Bacon. The Coldfoot Cafe was fantastic. Good breakfast, even though it's like lunch. They serve breakfast all day long. Oh, mosquito. They also have a little hotel you can stay at. I didn't inquire about hotel prices, but I'm curious now. Because I imagine it's probably expensive. We're headed across the street to the Arctic Interagency Visitor Center, which is supposed to be a really good visitor center here in the middle of nowhere. that they have a really good visitor center. This is actually pretty cool. I like geology, but obviously my geology knowledge is pretty limited. They have a nice little display here that tells you about the different kind of rocks that you might find. All right, we are here. The mountain we cross is here. Dead horse is there. I got totally distracted and talking to everybody at the visitor center, and it kind of got off mission a little bit, but I got stickers and a patch. I think I'm gonna start looking for a camp for tonight and start making our way there. I have found a camp spot about 40 minutes down the road, well, up the road. We are going north, and I'm not backtracking for anything. It's starting to rain again, and that is not a bad thing. I hope it rains heavily enough that the mosquitoes aren't so bad. Next service is 240 miles. We're coming up on Wiseman, which is a little old town, and people still live there. And you can walk through the town, but I'm not walking in it in the rain. It's like a little town. A very little town. That old stuff. There's places you can stay here, apparently. Cool place. There's a lodge. That actually looks really cute. That town was established in 1908. Can you imagine in 1908 living all the way up here? I mean, there wasn't the Dalton Highway in 1908. As soon as we left Wiseman, it's raining pretty good again. I don't know how well you can see it, but there's a really cool mountain up there. I don't know how muddy this is. I think it's going to be kind of muddy because of all the rain we just had. It's going okay so far. This will do. It is right by the highway, but I don't think that's going to be a problem. And hopefully the river doesn't rise up too much tonight. That would be unfortunate. I'm going to let the car idle for a minute. There is a little breeze outside, so I'm thinking that it might not be so mosquito-y. But I'll show you our view. That's the highway and cool mountain out there. Oh, you can't see. Oh, there's a mosquito. There's that cool mountain we could see from the distance. the vehicle doesn't appear to be getting swarmed by mosquitoes. So let's go out and see what the deal is. Oh, lights. This is my camp spot, y'all. How amazing is that? That cool mountain. Welcome to Alaska. Yes. I don't think this would work if there were a heavy mosquito load happening, but I think it'll work for now. I pulled out my awning and just draped it in mosquito netting. It's just a lot easier to set up and tear down than the full tent. Plus, it gives me good views. Maybe sometime on this trip I'll actually break out my sewing needles and sew up this netting into an appropriately sized awning room, but don't count on it. But this works for now, and I don't think it has too many entry points for mosquitoes. So it's not really for tonight so much, because tonight I'm not getting bit. But in the morning, if the wind isn't blowing, there's going to be mosquitoes all over the place. And I want to make some coffee. It is 207 miles to the next place to get coffee. I didn't make coffee this morning because it was so horrible outside. And I want to make coffee tomorrow morning. And that is absolutely not going to keep out a determined mosquito. But it will keep out the casual ones. Guys, I'm still just aghast at how amazing this campsite is. The clouds are starting to lift a little bit. We might be able to see that whole mountain at some point. And maybe that one. That river is pretty silty, so I don't think we're gonna do any fishing in there. And what's really cool about this campsite is I am almost exactly halfway up the Dalton Highway. Right here. We are just about 207 miles up, and the whole thing is 414. So that's pretty cool. But we've got a long way to go, and we're not getting there today. And I think it's just about time for me to turn in and start working on the editing. For dinner, I'm gonna have some cookies. My little breakfast lunch thing was not that long ago, and was quite a lot of food. So I think some cookies are in order. And then I'm turning in. And I want to thank all of you guys for coming along with me. If you like this video and want to see the next one, hit the subscribe button. It costs nothing and it really does help. We'll see you down the road.